Welcome to The Burning of the Midnight Lamp, where we are dissecting music history, album by album, and track by track. We have arrived at the last track on another Sparks album, introducing Sparks from 1977. It's a 9th track, and the track is called Those Mysteries, written by Ron and Russell Mael.
Yeah, I've not heard this track before, so I'm excited to hear how they end this album.
Let's jump into it and we'll discuss it afterwards.
Why is there time? Why is there space? Why are there dogs and cats and trees in the human race?
Big questions.
And why am I here and not over there? Oh why, oh why? And why are there nuns and why do they pray? And where do we go when we pass away? And why when I ask my dad does he say, go ask your mom or just go away? And okay, I'll go away, but they won't go away. Through those mysteries, tomorrow I'll find out all I should know. Those mysteries, I don't even know what I don't even know. Those mysteries, they're hanging round and around and round and round. Mysteries, they're hanging round and around and round and round. Why is there you? Why is there me? Why does my mother kiss my father occasionally? And why am I sore whenever I'm hit? Oh why, oh why? And why is there France and why is there Spain? And why am I here and why is there rain? And why when I ask my dad does he say, go ask your mom or just go away? And okay, I'll go away, but they won't go away. Mysteries, tomorrow I'll find out all I should know. Those mysteries, I don't even know what I don't even know. Those mysteries, they're hanging round and around and round and round. Those mysteries, tomorrow I'll find out all I should know. Those mysteries, I don't even know what I don't even know. Those mysteries, they're hanging round and around and round and round. Why is there time? Why is there space?
Those mysteries.
Those mysteries.
Grand finale.
Yeah, and what a grand finale! I think this was a great ending to the album. It's the ballad, with a great melody, and I think the lyric was good, and ends with a nice guitar solo. And I don't think the slickness of the production of the session musicians. I don't think they take anything away from this song.
No.
I think the song benefits from a little bit of polish as they have put on this. A more naive or rough or something production, I don't think it would have done anything. I think this was the right choice for this. This song is quite beautiful and a very end credits type of song.
Very.
You couldn't have opened the album to put it in another way. It has to be this. Has this place in the sequence.
It fits very well as an ending track. It has that little bit grandiose, especially as the song stops there after why is there time, why is there space, the silence, and then the drums comes in and uplifting guitar solo.
You could see the band waving.
Yeah,
almost like
the whole audience joining in. Yeah, definitely a gorgeous track in my opinion. Definitely the highlight on the album for me. Beautiful, beautiful ballad. Especially the chorus. It's such a gorgeous chorus. I just love it. Even now when I listen to it, I actually got chills. Love this track. Sparks didn't have that many ballads, but their ballads are really, really solid. You know, Never Turn You Back on Mother Earth, which we have heard. There are probably many that would say that's a better track, but I find it just as I find it up there with that at least.
Yeah, I think I actually like this better.
So yeah, really gorgeous track, and the chorus. You know, imagine, not lyrically must be said, but imagine Nick Cave singing that chorus. I mean, it sounds like something he would have made. You know, a ship song or that type of grandiose type of ballad. Same type of chords that he would typically use. I can easily hear Nick Cave singing that chorus.
You should do a version.
Yeah,
of Frode playing those mysteries in a Nick Cave fashion.
Yeah. I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
Nick Cave, not me.
And there's a naivety in the lyric. Why is there time? Why is there space? You know, it's my first association was the Meaning of Life by Monty Python, where Eric Idle has this. What's it all about? What's time? What's space? That type of song. But it's obviously a child who's the narrator of the lyric.
Yeah.
When I ask my dad, when I ask my mom, etc. So that's just normal. And I have two girls, and when they were younger, I remember them going through phases where they had this, as all children do, where they question absolutely everything all the time. Why is the sky blue? Why is the grass green? Why doesn't the birds fly backwards? And it's that type of.
It's a very easy image to imagine. The dad reading the newspaper and asking mom to go away.
Yeah, I don't know why the birds don't fly backwards.
Fun lyric, very very classical Sparks songs, and it was actually mentioned by a future Sparks drummer, Tammy Glover, female drummer, who was the drummer from 95 to 2010, 11, some around there. Quite a lot of years she was with them during a period when they not necessarily had a lot of drums on their albums, but she was joining them live at least. And she also singled out this track as a very quintessential Sparks and quintessential Ron. But because it's left at the end of an album that you could argue a few people have heard, or even if they heard it, maybe they didn't reach the end. It's probably not a song that many people have heard.
No.
Maybe
Could
even people familiar with Sparks, a Sparks fan would have heard it, but someone that is familiar with Sparks probably maybe have not even heard it as well. So it's a hidden gem, and as I mentioned, every Sparks album, even the lesser albums, have a gem, and this is definitely the brightest of those gems on this album. Yeah, really, really lovely version of it.
Did they play this live?
They did actually play it quite a lot. It's definitely the most played song. They seem to have rediscovered it in 2008. They played it 2 times then, and they played it 15 times in 2013 on their tour called The Revenge of Two Hands, One Mouth tour. Yeah, 2 tours where there were only the 2 brothers playing. The first was called Only Two Hands and One Mouth. And you had the Revenge. They had to follow up the year after.
Yeah.
It's also been covered by a Sparks fan on the Sparks tribute album, a band called Egnekin's Daughter in 1999. So,
Yeah.
we leave introducing Sparks with classic, really great Sparks song.
Yeah.
Worth the album for that.
It's definitely the highlights. And we can discuss the whole album now, as I've heard it. And I think this is, above all else, the greatest track on the album, the highlight. But I also liked the Beach Boys, Over the Summer, and I'm Not was fun. And there was this, the Russian dance track. Goofing Off, yeah. I think all 4 of those were solid tracks, and that's 4 out of 9. So on that piece of math, maybe the album is not as bad as it is reputed to be.
And for me, who has heard the album quite a lot as well, I mentioned Forever Young as one of my favorites on the album too. I agree with your choices there. And I also like Occupation relatively high. So for me, it's even more than half of the songs that I enjoy on this album.
And of course, as always, it's a bit unfair to rate an album after just one listen. And I think there are clearly things that will be could be interesting to listen to again, and maybe other tracks will be better then. So I think obviously it's less interesting than the classic early albums, but I wouldn't say that it's a lesser album than a Big Beat or a better album. But I think those 2 are maybe together they represent a downfall for the first 5.
They do. It's kind of their, I could say, lost years in a sense, because they do get their revenge on their next album, which is a really, really solid one, and where they also are pushed to the forefront of the musical trends. Whereas here you could clearly, I mean, the timing of this album is wrong. There are many things on this album that is not speaking for this album. It was created using session musicians. The band didn't like the experience, or the 2 brothers didn't like the experience. Maybe the musicians didn't like it either. And Ron claimed he was never going to work with session musicians like this again. It was released at a time when punk rock was at its height. And the songs here, although we enjoy the songs today, in 1977 this must have sounded very out of time, in a negative way, not following the trends, not very modern.
But it's not what I expected, because given your introduction, and I was thinking it could be more like the Beatles cover that we heard a couple of episodes ago, and it was not like that at all. Even though I really like that Beatles cover, I have to mention. To sum it up, it's not as bad as I would expected, and there are some gems, and I recommend everybody who's slightly interested in Sparks to give it a listen and give it a go.
Or if you have the impression that it wasn't a good album, give it another go, maybe as well.
An open mind, and it's definitely varied. Many different styles.
It's a lot more varied than, say, Big Beat, which is more uniform in style, and there are songs there that, at least unless you are very into the album and know the album, can be difficult to differentiate between. Here, that's maybe more easier. I mean, you're not going to forget Goofing Off, for example, or this last track. So definitely more variation, maybe more sort of hooks to remember the songs by on this album. But as I said, the timing might have been wrong. The band's experience wasn't that bad, so they panned the album and they didn't pull it out of the closet until 2008, when they indeed did realize that there are some gems on this album as well, which is, and particularly those mysteries, which they also continue to play a little bit afterwards, as we said.
Maybe they'll play it this summer.
I would love to hear it.
Yeah, me too. So
I doubt it, but I would love to hear it.
Yeah, it's early in the tour, so we probably won't know the set list before we get there. We'll be surprised. Yeah. What comes next?
Well, what comes next, as we mentioned in the podcast on the album itself, we are leaving Sparks here in the backwater, so to speak. They are not very relevant at all in the music history at this time, 1977. But on their next album, they're very much in the forefront and sort of carving new paths for many other artists. Many artists that were inspired by the next album. Although it didn't sell super well either. It was definitely a more critical revenge, you could say, than having here, because now they are. I mean, if Sparks had ended there, they would have been a band remembered for
Kimono My House,
and that period, and not much else. Of course, now we are on Come to Mad, which is their 27th album. We're up in those numbers. So there are 20 more albums to go after this. So they clearly had a long and it's hard to say successful career. Successful in the sense that they're still going on, and they are finally achieving the acknowledgements that they so much deserve. But they did, of course, continue to struggle for the next 30 or so years, and maybe even more than that, before they achieved that. But, we'll continue on that journey, so we'll definitely do the next album as well, number one song in heaven. As we said multiple times during these different songs, there are very limited information about them and about the album as well. It's not that much meat to the bone, so to speak. So I think we'll leave it there. We'll definitely do more Sparks going forward. We'd love to do them all maybe one day, although there are 20 of them. So we'll keep going as long as we find it fun, at least. Might also do other albums in between here, though, although we haven't done that for a while. But before that, we reach the next album. Leave us a comment below what you think about this particular track, Those Mysteries. We definitely love it. So let us know what you think about it. And also about the album itself. Is it a poor Sparks album? Maybe in the Sparks content, it's a, you could say, poor album, but compared to other albums, they might not be as poor as it's rumored to be. So let us know below, and we'll be back on a future date with more Sparks.
We will.
Until then, you must all have a big thank you for watching us, following us on this album as well, and you must all have a great day, and goodbye.
Goodbye.